All right, get ready to maybe be a little bit jealous, maybe a lot, of this
Okay.
real estate because today we're going to be stepping inside Eddie Murphy's $85 million Beverly Hills mansion.
Wow.
Yeah, $85 million.
All right.
But this isn't just about like looking at a celebrity home. We're going way deeper.
Yeah,
Um, you sent in these blueprints. We got articles. We're really trying to get to the inside scoop here. You want to know the story behind the glamour.
for sure. And you can't understand this property without talking about North Beverly Park,
Okay.
where it's located. It's not just any neighborhood.
No, not at all.
Uh,
So tell me about that. What makes it so special?
Exclusivity,
Okay.
security. You're
Yeah.
talking like Denzel Washington, Rod Stewart. It's a who's who.
Oh, wow.
And that level of privacy is a huge draw.
Right.
But it also creates a fascinating dynamic, I think.
So it's like its own little world,
Yes,
like within Beverly Hills.
exactly. And Eddie Murphy's property, 3.7 acres.
Wow.
It's a perfect example.
That's huge.
That's not just a big backyard.
No.
This is designed to make you feel like you have your own private park. You're shielded from everything.
You know what I was thinking about when I was reading these articles? They were talking about private walking paths
Right.
throughout the property. And I was like, do you ever, like, forget you're in LA?
Yeah, it's fascinating to me how they use the landscaping to create this, like, escape.
Totally.
But let's actually talk about stepping inside one of these places.
Okay, yeah.
Eddie's place is described as classical Italian Mediterranean style.
So now you're losing me with the technical term.
Okay.
Like, what does that even mean? Like, paint me a picture.
All right, so think grandeur.
Yeah.
Classical elements.
Okay.
Borrowed from Roman, Greek architecture, but then you mix in like the warmth and sort of relaxed elegance of Mediterranean design.
Okay.
So, clean lines, dramatic proportions.
Right.
It's really about creating this sense of timelessness.
And you probably get that right as you walk in the door.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, absolutely. The sources mention a grand foyer, towering, intricately carved doors.
Yeah.
Imagine walking across these polished marble floors. They're so reflective, it's almost like they mirror the entire room.
Wow.
It's immediate immersion in luxury.
Oh, yeah. You'd feel like, you'd
Yeah.
feel the history of Hollywood just like oozing, like as you walk through those doors, I'd imagine. But I have a feeling that's just the tip of the iceberg with this place. Speaking of the tip of the iceberg, I was reading through these articles we got, and they mentioned some pretty over-the-top amenities.
Yeah. Like what?
A 2-lane bowling alley,
Wow. I mean, come on.
not your average basement rec room.
No, you don't see that every day.
No.
And it just makes me think this isn't just about having these lavish spaces. It's about creating, like, an experience, right?
Yeah, for sure. A 2-lane bowling alley, you're not just staring at it. You're hosting parties there. You're having friends and family over. A little competition.
And it really speaks to Eddie Murphy's personality, I think.
Totally, yeah. The guy's an entertainer. And speaking of entertainment, they mentioned a private theater, too.
Oh, of course. Movie nights in your own screening room. Plush seating. I mean, can you imagine?
Oh, yeah. State-of-the-art sound system,
Yeah,
probably.
sorry. Yeah.
But you know what really caught my eye? They were talking about this 2-story library.
Oh, wow.
2 stories. Like, one wasn't enough.
Right. What do you think that says?
I don't even know where to start. What do you think?
I think it says this is somebody who appreciates literature, knowledge, surrounding yourself with stories.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a place for quiet reflection, or maybe he's brainstorming in there. I mean, he's a comedian, a writer, a filmmaker.
Right?
It could be his creative sanctuary.
It's like this whole other side of him that
Yeah.
you don't really get to see.
Exactly. Beyond the characters and the movies and everything. I mean, what kind of treasures are in that library?
First editions, maybe?
Right.
Rare manuscripts.
It's part of what I love about these deep dives.
Yeah.
You never know what you're going to find. But let's not forget about those spa-like bathrooms we were reading about.
Oh, yeah, they mentioned those. They didn't go into too much detail.
No, they didn't. But they did say something about ultimate relaxation, rejuvenation. So you can just picture yourself soaking in a tub, maybe some calming scents, a nice view.
Okay, now I'm getting jealous.
Right.
I mean, it's a little extravagant, don't you think?
A little bit. But, we've been so focused on Eddie Murphy's place. What about the neighbors?
Oh, that's right. I
What
mean,
about Denzel and
Denzel.
Rod Stewart?
Right, we were talking about them earlier. Yeah.
How do their places stack up?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure Eddie Murphy's place is one of the most expensive in North Beverly Park.
Oh, a bit bad.
But each one of these houses tells a story.
So what kind of story does Denzel's place tell?
Well, they were talking about how much he loves sports and fitness.
Yeah.
And apparently his property has an Olympic-sized pool
Get out.
and a full-size tennis court.
Oh, wow.
So you can just picture him out there staying active,
That's so cool.
even at home. Competitive, maybe?
A little different than a two-lane bowling alley.
Right.
What about Rod Stewart? I mean,
I know.
what kind of house does a rock star build?
What doesn't a rock star build?
That's true, yeah.
Well, his place is like an ode to music and entertainment.
Makes sense.
They said he has a professional-grade recording studio. Oh, wow.
And get this, an outdoor amphitheater.
Oh, come on. Are you serious?
Yeah. Can you imagine the parties?
I mean, it really is like these houses are just extensions of their personality in a way, you know?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like a rock star's like, can't have a stage,
Gotta have it.
even at home.
Of course.
But it does make you wonder, with all this luxury we're talking about, all these amenities, like, what is it actually like to live in a place like this?
Yeah, that's the thing I always think about.
Yeah.
We see all the glitz and the glamour.
Right.
But what about just the upkeep?
Yeah, seriously.
3.7 acres.
It's a lot.
And all those amenities?
Yeah.
That's like a full-time job just to keep that running.
Oh, I bet. I mean,
Yeah.
how many people does it take to, like, have those gardens looking perfect all the time?
Yeah. And then just the cleaning and the repairs. I mean,
Just security.
the security, yeah.
It's mind-boggling.
My mind is boggled. It makes you think about the costs that you don't even, like, think about.
The hidden costs.
Yeah, the hidden cost of all this luxury.
Exactly.
We see the $85 million.
Right.
But what about just, like, the property taxes on a place like that?
Oh, yeah. Imagine those.
And the utility, can you imagine the electricity bill?
With that bowling alley, that theater.
Right.
Forget about it.
We didn't even talk about staff.
Oh, yeah. You need a whole team to run a place like that.
I know. It's this whole other side of celebrity that you don't really get to, see.
Right. Behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's easy to get caught up in the fantasy, I think. But it's a good reminder that even if you had all the money in the world, there's still, things to think about.
Right. There's still real life. So we really dove deep into Eddie Murphy's Beverly Hills Mansion.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like it was about so much more than that.
It is.
You know, it's about this whole world of North Beverly Park.
Right. Where privacy is king.
Yeah.
And these homes, they're more than just buildings. They're like, they reflect their owners in such a cool way.
Yeah. And it's cool to see how, a decision to put in a two-story library
Right.
or an outdoor amphitheater
It tells a story.
can really tell you something about somebody.
For sure.
And while we might not all have $85 million to drop on an estate,
Right.
it's fun to think about.
It is fun to peek behind the curtain and see what's possible.
It totally is. Makes you think, what would I do if I had a place like that? But for now, I'm good with my one-bedroom apartment
Right.
and a good book. Maybe a bowling alley someday,
Yeah, you never know.
if I hit the jackpot.
There's always a chance. But until then, there's always more to explore, more deep dives to come.
Exactly.